Good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday. Sam ended up bringing home Emma and Lauren last night. So, I stayed another day. I am headed to the homestead for a quick turn and burn. Excuse me. I have to check in for my surgery today at 12:15. I'm glad it's a little in the afternoon. They didn't call me until it was probably close to 4 last night to let me know what time my surgery was today, and I was like, I was just dreading, because I'd already decided I was going to stay another night so I can spend the time with, all three girls, and I was just dreading the phone call that they were going to call and be like, okay, so we need you here at 7:30, because, I'm a little over an hour away. I'm like, I hope I don't have to get up that bloody early in the morning. But thank goodness, no, they called, and it's an afternoon. But I contemplated just tooling around in town until I had to check in. But late last night, I remembered that I don't have my debit card with me, which I need to make the payment. And my insurance card is with my debit card at home. So I have to go all the way home so that I can turn around and go back into town. Drive the 20 minutes back into town. Which sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm kind of having to take a back road because, if you remember from the drive coming in on Sunday or Monday, the main road is closed. Tank of gas. Every day I gotta stop and get gas, or I'm not going to make it home. I wouldn't trust it to get me home. Let me put it that way, because I got here on less than a quarter tank, but vehicles seem to suck gas much more rapidly. The closer they get to empty, it seems to go through fuel faster. So, I think I should have went the other way. Again, driving through parts of town that I am unfamiliar with. Start heading back toward 2nd. Skinny road. unfortunately, because I need to stop for gas, it means I can't stop for coffee. But it's probably not a bad thing anyway, because a bit of a bellyache this morning. Another yellow light. There's nobody here. What are you turning yellow for? Or who? Who are you turning red for? There's nobody here. It's just me. I'm the only one at the intersection. Apparently they're time released versus, vehicle dependent. Kind of second guessing being on this block, because I'm getting an odd feeling that this might actually be the street that's closed up here, where it begins being closed. But I'll see when I get up there, I guess. I'm like, otherwise. Oh, there it is. Okie dokie. Let's go up there. Hope that it's a through road. Woohoo, skinny road. Oh, see, trucks should not be allowed to park directly across from trucks on a road like this. It makes it way too thin. Too thin. Too skinny. Let's see here. Is the road still closed? Doesn't look like it. Because I think the gas station I need is on the next block. Now, while we were at the post office yesterday dropping off packages, we heard that the reason the Walla Walla post office is closed is because it had a hazardous spill. I'm like, ay, ay, ay. All right, I have to close you out, and we'll be back. And we're back. $86 going into the tank. My seatbelt is stuck in the door. All right, let's roll. contemplating still going and getting a coffee, but like I said, my gut's a little upside down already this morning. I'm fearful that if I was to go get myself a coffee, that I might not make it home. Doesn't get too irritated on the drive, send me into a coughing fit. Not sure what that's all about. Definitely something I'm gonna talk with my provider about at my appointment next week. Because pollen counts are up, so I'm sure, well, I know my allergies are bad because my nose is itchy and I keep bouncing in between I can breathe and I can't breathe. But I don't know if this is just an itchy throat from the allergies. But I'm also, like, when my throat's itching, my chest is kind of hurting a little bit. So I'm almost feeling like it's triggering the asthma at the same time. Like it makes my lungs and my chest hurt, and like my back in between my shoulder blades hurts. Swig them down, go back to watching TV, and then it dawned on me like 10 minutes later, I took my morning meds, not my evening meds. I'm like, so that means I double dosed myself on my blood pressure meds and my cholesterol meds yesterday. And didn't have my metformin. I was like, So I wake up this morning and I go to take my meds and I'm like, I only have one evening slot left with meds in it. I was like, okay, well, I'll take out my one gabapentin and my one Cymbalta for this morning. When I get home, I'm gonna have to try to remember to take my lisinopril and my atorvastatin and my CBD pill when I get home, because I don't have any more with me. I'm like, so much for take your daily meds as normal. So I'm having my right wrist carpal tunnel release surgery today. Finally getting that done. My hand is kind of hurting today, and it's because the CBD is what really helps kind of like manage the breakthrough pain on that. And since I don't have any for this morning, my hand is like throbbing, which is having the surgery done so that that stops, and I stop losing feeling in my hand, and I stop losing control of my hand. They went through the whole spiel, went through it with me twice actually, about no wearing jewelry on that side and wear short sleeve shirt, but da 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 da. And now I'm wondering, like when I had surgery on my hand, I had a cyst removed from my thumb, and they numbed me from the shoulder down. They put in a nerve block way up in my shoulder, which was, I was talking about that a couple drives ago. Might have even been when I was driving up here, I don't remember. But so I'm wondering if they do the same thing for this, or if they numb it actually just down in the wrist. I mean, I would think that since they're cutting into the tunnel that holds nerves, that they would do a full nerve block just in case they accidentally hit a nerve, that it doesn't cause pain. But I don't know. I didn't think to ask that. I just know it's an outpatient procedure. They said that I don't need a driver. I'm welcome to have one if I choose, but it is not required, because I'll be able to, I'm not going under, so I can drive myself. And then if I do have a driver, obviously they have to sit out in the lobby. They can't come back into the surgery suite, which, it's kind of a duh. But I don't know if my husband's going to be able to get off early, if he's going to be able to meet me out at the house and drive me to and from, or me drive myself home and him just get off early to come home and cook dinner. Just kind of depends on whether or not he has helpers at work today. There's only 4, I think there's 4 of them now that work at the store up here, and one of them is outside sales, so he's never there, and the other 2 are trainees. So if the outside salesman is on the road all day today, there's no way he'll be able to leave and come home. So it's kind of up in the air whether I'm flying solo today or not. But my bestie messaged me this morning and asked if I could take her girls for an overnight on Friday. And, I reminded her that I had my surgery today, and I said, do you think I'll be okay by Friday? Because her husband has had the surgery, so, she knows what the recuperation time looks like. And she's like, oh, I forgot. Never mind. I'm like, okay. So I'm guessing that she's not thinking that I'm going to be, real functional within 2 days. So we'll see. I know I talked to my mother-in-law when we were visiting them, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, whatever it was. I talked to her about it, and she said that, within a couple of days, she was out of pain and was able to resume normal, everyday activities for the typical person. But it was a month and a half or more before she was able to resume strenuous activities that would put strain on her wrists. And she did double. She did both hands at the same time. I'm only doing the right side right now because at the time that I had my consultation done, my left side was not as bad. It has gotten worse since that initial consultation, and a lot of that I think is from compensation and so it's really stressed out the nerves and tendons and everything in my left wrist. So we'll see if having the right, being functional again, if it then releases some of that pressure off the left, and I can buy some years before I have to do the left, or if I'm repeating this in 6 months on the other side. But like my mother-in-law does tie-dye shirts, and so she wasn't able to do that for a long time after her surgery because the wringing out and and stuff of the fabric was one of the activities that her doctor was like, yeah, no, that's going to be too much stress on the wrists. And I don't think I do anything like none of my activities, my crafting projects, none of that really is stress, would put a lot of stress and pressure on my wrist. At least not that I could really think of. I mean, it doesn't take much to put paper into dye and dye paper, or glue stuff onto paper. I think probably the hardest or the most stressful thing, and this occurred to me early this morning, was my Temu orders come in today. And I have 3 sets of random die cut bags that are coming in. 2 of them are 10 count, and they're like 4x4 sets, so like larger pieces, so 4" by 4". And there's 10 of them in each package. And then I also ordered a 200 count of the little ones that I've been getting, the ones that are like 1.5 inches, 2 inches maybe, square. And there's 200 of them in there, and I was like, oh sweet, I can do those tomorrow. And then I'm like, oh, this is maybe I might be able to do a video on them, because I always crank my Sizzix with my right hand, and I definitely will not be able to do that. So I have to see if I can figure out how to crank it left-handed. And if I can't, then doing a video may just have to wait for a while. Showing you what dyes I got. Most of what's in my Temu order is craft supplies. I do have some decoration coming in for my dragon cages. My husband sent me a picture last night. My fountains came in on Monday, which was cool. They were, last time I looked at Amazon, they weren't due in until tomorrow. So, he sent me the picture last night. I assumed they came in last night. He said, no, they came in on Monday. Oh, who knew? So yeah, they came in way early, which was nice. But he got Petrie's fountain set up for him. I do got to do some dragon soaks this week, because neither one of my dragons are pooping at this point. It's been probably a month or more since Ducky's gone poop, and probably we're going into week 2 since Petrie has. And Petrie normally goes every single day, so he's got something going on in his belly. I've been worming them, seeing if that would help. But obviously I've been up here for 3 days, so they haven't had their worming medication in 3 days, because my husband doesn't know how to do any of that. So they're a little off schedule, but he said that the whole time I've been gone, there's been none. So I don't think the worming is helping anyway, because they'd already had this before I came up here. So they only had 3 left for a full round of worming. And it wasn't helping them go potty, so I don't think worming was helping. So I'm going to do some soaks. I don't know what that car is doing. Sitting on the inside shoulder, turning lights on, turning lights off, turning lights on, turning lights off. It's like, that's not even a place to stop. Weird. But yeah, do some warm water soaks, and if I'm driving myself home, I will go to the pet store and pick up some hornworms. Which would be an interesting treat for my guys, because they've never had them. But they have a higher water content, so hopefully that'll help like get their bellies moving too. Give them some warm baths. Give them baths that, I'll just give them a warm soak every day until they go. But I don't know. They seem to be backed up. So that's what happened to a rabbit. You give them papaya, and it would help them go. So I'm like, figure out what to do for a constipated dragon. I've not experienced that before. Detour, use ramp. Oh boy. Do I get to go out through Tucci? And speed limit's dropping to 55. This is a brand new highway. This guy's just gonna fly on by me. Speed limit changed. It's a construction zone, dude. Bright orange signs back there. Traffic must exit. I'm like, this is a brand new highway. How do they have construction going on already? Oh, so we're just going off and then on. It's funny. This stretch of highway has only been open like 4 or 5 months. It's like, how do they have to do asphalt work already? It's crazy. Do they have these guys? People in the middle of the road up here. I'm like, were these guys out here when we came down semi put off a lot. Looked to make sure that I was in gear, because that I was in drive. It sounds like my truck was like revving high, like I was in the wrong gear. There you go. I'm in drive. It may just sound weird to me because I've been driving around in my daughter's car. Ugh. Passenger in her car for the last couple days. My truck just sounds different. So I'm glad I kind of went with my first instinct to stop and get gas, because as windy as it is out here, it would have sucked my tank big time. I'd been stuck going to Crazy Mary's for gas, and turn my heat up to my feet a little bit. Circulation issue today down into my lower limbs. My feet, my toes are getting really, really cold, and it's that, painful, they're sitting in ice buckets kind of pain, kind of cold. Something else to talk to my doctor about, because I don't know if there's anything that can be done about it. Just wear socks. I hate wearing socks. But it's like, I have a feeling that's going to be the solution. Just keep socks on all the time. Usually my last option. So like, I'll be sitting in my recliner and I'll take one of our big thick blankets and I'll burrito wrap my feet, and the rest of me is like uncovered, but my feet are bundled, and that makes it hard to like sit comfortably. So I'm wiggling and trying to get comfortable. When I'm in my craft room, I have a heater that points at my feet, but then I also have to have the fan on, because then the rest of me gets hot while my feet are freezing. So I have the heater going and the fan going at the same time, all the time. heated mattress, and the foot part is turned on every night while I sleep. It's like, so lots of energy and lots of electricity goes into trying to keep my feet warm. Some of it I should be more proactive. It's just hard to do because I hate wearing socks. I've never liked socks. But my feet are so tender now that even wearing socks hurts. And so now I want to wear them even less. But once my feet start getting cold, I have a really hard time warming them back up. It's like if I just had socks on and prevented them from getting this cold in the first place, it would probably be more beneficial. But I hate wearing socks. And now it hurts to wear socks. I'm gonna whine. It hurts to wear socks. It hurts to put anything on my feet. It hurts to wear shoes. It hurts to wear socks. It hurts to wear my slippers. It'd be nice if this guy's going straight and going to Oregon, but I'll bet you he's making a right at the junction and I'm going to be stuck behind him all the way to the paper plant until the road splits in two and I can get around him. I guess I shouldn't complain too much. At least he's actually doing the speed limit. It's not typical for trucks on this road. They're usually doing 5 to 10 under. One lane road ahead. Is it going to Oregon or is it after the turn at the junction it's going to drop to one lane? Questions. I don't see any cones up ahead of me, so my guess is it's going to be, we're going to turn for the junctions. I told you, we stuck behind him. We're going to turn here for the junction and then, yep. I see the orange triangle, or orange diamond now. I'm going to turn for the junction and then we're going to drop to one lane. I remember that on the way here because there was the fire that melted all the stuff that holds the guardrail up. I remember now. It really makes me wonder when this fire was. Again, like I was saying on the way up here on Monday, how was there a fire this big and I didn't know anything about it? This was good timing. Didn't have to wait too long. If you look up there on the left, you can see the melted guardrail. under freezing. I turn the heater on and it's just blowing air at my feet. All the other vents are off. But it's starting to get really warm in here. What that is. What is that? Oh my gosh, it's the window. It sounded like some talking toy, like one of those squeaker boxes that you talk into. Crack a back window. Try that. Holy smokes. Yesterday they were like, oh, we want to go over the medical history with you, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, get yourself ready, it's gonna be a bit. I'm like, you got half your day, got about 4 hours. I'm like going over and then, this and this and this and this and this and this, and she's like, okay, we got all the way to the end. She goes, is there any other medical issues that we have not discussed? And I'm like, I don't think so. But yeah, I had her on the phone for probably 20 minutes going over my medical history. I'm like, yep, I am a walking mess. She's like, any arthritis? And I said, yeah. She goes, where? And I said, everywhere. Which I'm not kidding. I literally have arthritis in both wrists, both ankles, both knees, my hips, my back, my neck, my fingers. Yeah, it's like, she goes, okay, we'll just put joints. I'm like, that sounds about accurate. In all the joints. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It's like everywhere. I wish there was better treatment options for arthritis, like, you know, medication that did something other than, you know, just managing the pain, like something that would dissolve the deposits or something. You know, it's like if I had spurs, they could do surgery. But yeah, I don't think there's anything for arthritis, whether it be osteo or rheumatoid, other than just pain management. You know, and trying to control the inflammation, you know, doing anti-inflammatory stuff. You know, whether that's through medication or food and or food. Is better than the last time I thought I was having my surgery. I couldn't sleep the night before. I was so nervous and anxious and nauseous. All the sisses. And I go in the next day only to discuss. It's like, oh no, this is just a consultation. And I'm like, what? But maybe having that appointment with the doctor and knowing, like, having a little better understanding as to, like, what the surgery is, how it works, what, you know, what the recovery time looks like, helped me not be so anxious this time around. Maybe, I don't know, kind of makes sense to me. But yeah, the last couple hours, it's like the anxiety's kicking in. Like I said, my gut's a little topsy-turvy. One of my early symptoms of anxiety is I get like this fluttering. I don't even know if that's the right word. Sensation on my top of my head, like, and I'm going to describe it like this because everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody knows what this feels like when a fly lands on your hair and you can feel it walking, or you know, that feeling is what I get when my anxiety is starting. That's the first symptom that I recognize. And that started, it was like first thing this morning when I woke up, I was getting that feeling. I said about 2 hours ago, my stomach started going all topsy-turvy. Now my hands are getting shaky. Now that I'm, you know, I've got 45 minutes until I check in. Kind of freaking me out. Starting to freak out a little. Not to mention I got 45 minutes to get all the way home and then back into Kennewick. Yeah, they initially called and said 12:45, and I was like, okay, no problem. And then they called me me back, and I was like, oh, please tell me she's not sick and they're canceling. You know, I was supposed to have this done back in July, and I didn't have $600, you know, almost $700 to just flop down in a single day. And then, so it was like, it's going to have to be like right after I get my disability check. Well, that fell right in the middle of Fair Week for August, so I'm like, I can't have it done in August. You know, so here we are, September 27th, but I'm like, okay. You know, and it took me 4 months to get the appointment in the first place. It would have been nice if they'd have told me it was going to cost so much dang money. I would have been saving all along. But, I mean, not that I know surgeries and stuff are expensive, but I didn't realize that it was going to cost me so much up front. And they literally called me 2 days before the surgery to tell me, you know, to go over how much it was going to cost. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. But this time I was able to plan for it. But yeah, then they called me back and said they had a cancellation and asked if I could come in at 12:15, which, you know, no problem. I guess in a way it kind of gives me an idea, you know, how quickly, you know, how easy, quote unquote easy, this procedure is, that they were able to, you know, the 12:15 canceled, and so my 12:45, you know, so a half an hour procedure. A little bit more than that, because like they'll check me in at 12:15, you know, and while I'm being triaged, you know, and all of that, the doctor's probably in finishing up the last surgery. You know, and then while I'm under the knife, somebody else is being checked in and triaged. So not like an actual, it's like, oh, I'm 12:15, I'm here, and then I'm immediately, you know, taken back into the operating room. You know, but, and I kind of vaguely remember when I had my consultation with her, that her saying that the surgery was like an hour. For imprint certain. That way to Spokane. No, not that road. Next exit. That one goes out. Our garbage company, our landfill is right out here to the right. Butcher shop. It's down on that exit. Oh, sleep. A busy couple days, man. Those girls are a lot. This exit here, so my husband's work is out that way, but also if you take this exit, the Pasco Country Mercantile is out 395 north. Not too far, a couple miles maybe. Eventually we'll get out there, as well as the Richland Country Mercantile. I have to buy a new selfie stick because I don't want to try to hold my phone and film. me, but you look ahead and it's like, oh, look at all the pretty blue skies. It's a fallacy, guys. The wind is a better indicator of what our weather is going to be. We shall be storming in the next day or two. If the Tri-Cities decides to be its normal self, that is. windows just create too much draft, too much, noise, too much noise pollution. right now, so I just like reach into my air fryer and flip the food with my fingers. Again, it doesn't burn. Like, how am I gonna be able to do that anymore? I'm surprised I haven't like severely burned myself. Because it's like, oh yeah, things that normally, intellectually, I know used to be really hot. Like we have silicone oven mitts, but one set works way better than the other. And I know one set, if you hold the pan too long, it gets hot. So you kind of have to be quick about it. And if they're wet, they don't work. It just conducts through the water and gets really hot really fast. And I know that in my brain because I've experienced it. I've burned myself before. But currently it's like, my brain says, your hand should be getting hot by now. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel it. So, yeah, I'm surprised. And same with my coffee cup, where normally I, would not be able to carry my coffee cup because it's too hot and I'm having to like toggle back and forth from one hand to the other. Now I'm just like, like this should probably be burning me, but it's not. That's gonna be it. An interesting adjustment back into like real life, if it restores that feeling in my fingers. But with all surgeries, there's no guarantee. I may go through this and the best it might do is my hand doesn't go numb anymore, but I may still not have feeling, and I may still not have functionality. I may still not be able to grip something really strong and hold on to it. Don't really know. Like my friend's husband, he had his surgery done and he lost complete feeling in one of his fingers, and he can't straighten it all the way. So, like they nicked it or something happened during surgery, and it wasn't like that before surgery. You would just have occasional, tingling and numbness. Well, now he has no feeling in the finger at all. So there's always risk of, things not going the way they expect, or healing to not be what they expect. Wonder where my neighbor's headed to. Especially since she's taking her car and not her truck. Gotta run in and grab my cards. And then I'll be right back out. Head back into town. Well, head to the other town. Ugh. Okay. I'll be back. Surgery is done. It is 1:30, so quick and simple. Very strange feeling. It's like I could, feel the pulling and the tugging and what? There is nobody behind me, truck. The tricky part is right-handed. I'm glad I don't drive a stick. Of course, if I drove a manual, I definitely would not be driving myself. I would have made him take time off of work. But because of my legs, I always have to like grab the bar with my right hand and kind of use my upper body to hoist myself into the vehicle. And I was like, going to grab the bar, and I'm like, how am I gonna get into the truck? So yeah, that was a little interesting. Just kind of like flung my arm over the door and like up around my elbow, and did my best not to fall trying to get in. Probably wasn't the prettiest thing in the world to see. But I'm in. And of course, getting the vehicle into drive just now was a little on the tricky side. I gonna hit a drive-through because I have not eaten yet and I am starving. But I didn't want to eat before surgery because like I said, my stomach was topsy-turvy in, and so I was like, I don't want to eat anything, and then so now that it's done and over with, I'm gonna go get something to eat. And then I'm gonna head home because I got notification while I was in there that my second Temu order has been delivered. So yay! Go home and check out my stuff. My hand feels really strange. Like, it's not as dead as like when I was saying earlier, but when I had to go get my cyst removed, this was just down in the wrist. They didn't do a nerve, it's just shooting the nummies into the wrist itself and down into the fingertips and up the forearm a little bit. But I can feel my fingers a little. But yeah, they're definitely still numb, but not as numb as they were even, 20 minutes ago.
Hello, and thank you for choosing McDonald's. Will you be using our mobile app today?
No, thank you.
Hello, can I get started for you today?
Can I get a number 7 with a Dr. Pepper?
You got that medium size?
Yeah, that's fine.
Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
9:45 thank you.
Thank you. This will tear the hell out of my gut, especially since it's the second time in 2 days I've had McDonald's. But tis what it is. I'm already realizing how much of my world is right-handed.
Number 7 with the Dr. Pepper. Anything else?
Thank you. Hi, cat. Squeeze the zipper. My pinky's the deadest.
Is it a medium fry and 2 cheeseburgers?
too, you too. Woo. I dropped my straw and didn't even feel myself drop it. And looked down and went, where'd my straw go? It was in my lap. Ay. Oh my gosh, guys, if you could see me trying to do all this stuff one-handed. I'm trying to get the paper off my straw. I have one hand and my lips. I think I'm gonna let you guys go because it just occurred to me I don't want to eat and record at the same time. So I will add this to the end of my last one and upload. And thank you guys for coming along with me on this wonderful little journey that I've had over the last couple days. And we'll talk to you later. Please hit the like button. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next ones. Bye.
Potential dates by seeing them completely naked.
Figured I'd pop back on real quick to show you guys a lovely little windstorm we're in the middle of.
See the first golden bachelor.
You can see the haze coming across the road. That is from this freshly plowed field over here to my left. But yeah, we are blowing like crazy out here. This is pretty typical. Technically I'm in a canyon. So yeah, when the winds come through, they come through hard. We don't get slight breeze, we get wind tunnel. Let's see. Be able to reach my mailbox. Nothing in the mailbox. I did get the notification that my package has been delivered. But yeah. So yeah, this just kind of gives you some insight. You know, when the wind blows out here, you can see the trees and how vigorously they're blowing. So yeah, typical Benton City windstorm. But I am home, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Again, like I said, I'm gonna put this all together in just one video, and I will get it uploading. But thanks for tuning in. Hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, all those good YouTubey things.